Let it be. They said Shang-Chi will be in Doomsday, which is like a year away, but whatever, watching it. I still say the canon is all over the place, but okay, so I watched it. Is it the worst thing in existence? No. Is it good? No. There are a couple of redundancies here, considering the MCU in general. Like, we have a village being a dimensional portal, ancient Asian with a dragon. That sounds like Iron Fist, but of course this is not Iron Fist because reasons. Okay, so the introductory story is that there was this guy who became immortal and got the 10 rings because reasons, and then he conquered everything despite, you know, I don't see any country, not even in the MCU, where this guy is ruling, but sure, whatever, I don't care. Point is, he got so bored one day, he went to the village of COVID and faced some chick who did Tai Chi, and because Tai Chi is airbending, and airbending is the bestest Bushido, so he immediately fell in love to each other, and they all had kids, and everybody retired because reasons. Is it important? No, it doesn't influence anything. So one of the problem is, among the already listed, this movie is a couple of segments which really doesn't influence the other segments. So there is Shang-Chi, whose actor is as good as acting as the next three. Seriously, that guy couldn't act even if his life depended on it. And look, I did not check, but my guess is he cannot do Kung Fu or whatever martial arts is popular nowadays. Or if he can, I'm not excluding it from the possibilities, he has no style. Every famous martial artist had his or her own style. One of the reasons that tiny blonde white chick never achieved any fame because her charisma was. But even if you are not originally a martial artist, you need to have style, like Jim Kata. That guy was using that athletic horse, that thing with two half ring on it and doing things. He had style. His movies were bullshit, absolute crap, but he had style. Jackie Chan had style. Samolo had style. He even could let himself get fat. Let's be honest, the guy is a bit pretty overweight, but he had style. Or look at Jean-Claude Van Damme, who was a dancer and lived from, despite being male, could do that thing. He had style. Even Steven Seagal, who had only one move and could do this slappity slap. He had style. His movies soon went down the drain, but he had style. Even some bullshit actresses, like whoever acted in Street Fighter, had style, or at least charisma. The Barbarian Brothers had style. They couldn't move from their muscles, but they had style. This guy is a wooden plank, no mimics, nothing. Wong barely moves his face, but he is a fun character. We know stuff about him. And even with the limited, he's the very serious guy, he still can act. This guy doesn't. Actually, nobody in this movie can. Some are possible, like the Shang-Chi's father or the leader in the village. But aside Aquafina, nobody can act. And the worst is Shang-Chi. Aquafina is... I wish Aquafina had been Shang-Chi. Please make that happen, because she can act. Sure, she is like some comedic Jackie Chan-like thing, but that's good. So they are working at some hotel parking cars, and the chick is using this opportunity to joyride very expensive cars. Sure, that's the thing. Aquafina is the only character. Don't know the character name, Kate or something, some bullshit, boring name. And I don't know how she spells her own name, this Aquafina thing, whatever. She has a character arc, character story. She is like this. And she uses this driving skill when they are going to the forest. Great. And then she is immediately turns out talented with the bow. That's not unbelievable. That's sure. It's not a very complicated thing. If you want to be very good, that's sure that needs a practice and building up some muscles. But sure, you can be pretty serviceable with a bow, like instantly. And that's worked into a character trait. Like, you can't achieve anything if you don't have a goal. Or something like that, but you feel the similar, that metaphor for the bow. You can shoot the bow, but if you with the bow you have this target practice. And by the way, I want a movie where the target practice is more than the target being like 30 feet away. Like, that's 10 meters. Because war bows are supposed to be aimable at a couple 100 meters and can shoot an arrow unaimed to 2 kilometers. That's like 1.5 mile approximation works. And they are only shooting like 10 meters away. That's bullshit. And you know who I liked? The old bowmaster. He had like, what, 1.5 minutes screen time, and I like the character. I remember him. You know what I remember about Shang-Chi? Nothing. I know absolutely zero about Shang-Chi. How can you make a. And you know, if this movie had cost 35 million, it would be a mid budget. It would be a hit movie. But I guarantee this cost 10 times that. But I don't see more here than $35 million. Mostly because this is talked on the show. Why? No wonder even China hated this, because this movie, while on paper isn't bad, it's just nothing happens in it. Sure, at the end there comes the Vecna's bats, and there is that tentacle dragon because Tulu or something. And of course they kill it, despite they are not being able to kill it some thousands of years. But now they can just shoot it down and Kamehameha it to oblivion. By the way, you know what that means? That means that village is no longer necessary. Everyone can move. We can disband the village. What the There goes the world building. You made the existence of the village pointless. That's a war strike. I won't bring up Wong fighting with Abomination in that Fight Club. I don't care about it. Whatever. I just don't care enough to be mad about that. But otherwise, you know what I'm mad about this? These people, especially with a space alien, clone alien, I don't care. I can wave it away, but here we have humans. We have the Ten Ring, who somehow could conquer the world without any lethal weapon. What are we doing here? Anyway, there is this action scene, like third of the movie. They are fighting on some traverse, and I'm already bored because I see the green screen. That's not a real traverse. If you want to make a martial arts movie, you have to hire martial artists and build a real traverse for your traverse scene. Because this green screen and everybody is on wires and we will CGI in the traverse, that's bullshit. Jackie Chan could fight 5 to 10 people on a traverse. And that filled up the runtime, and that was exciting. We have 50 people falling into their death, and I'm bored. That's unacceptable. And 50 people. Let's assume these are 20 something people, 25. That means they existed for 5 years, then learned martial arts for 10, and now they died. 50 of them. That's fucking expensive. And somehow these always have more numbers. What? But they are always only like 30. They all keep dying in the hundreds, and is always 30 on the screen. 30 arrives in the village, dies I don't know how many. And that's one of my other problems. I have plenty. There comes the demo bats from Stranger Things, and they are supposed to grab souls to open the big gate. They don't. We see like one soul stolen. And that's it. What's with the other things? And Shang-Chi's father coming with the 10 rings and these people, the 10 rings people. And they only have, remember when Batman had the Mickey Rourke with those electric flagellants? They have those. Why don't they have Brownings, machine guns? And what was with the guy who had that heated adamantium arm? Blade instead of arm. Everybody has now adamantium from the Wolverine. This is at least the second time MCU has it, not counting the Wolverine. And how does it work? I mean, to fit it into his upper arm, you have to pull out the bone from there, whatever that's called, place a metal holder there with the thing, and attach all the muscles and strings to that bone replacement. What? And what's his deal aside being, a bioprop? What's his character? He has known. I guess on the toys box will be some details, but I'm watching the movie and he's just there. By the way, I think the Asians would be mad at him because he was like the second in command in Shang-Chi's father's army. So he commands all the Asian people. And I don't see any black people for starters. It's just, why? But I like Ben Kingsley. Ben Kingsley returned as the Mandarin, and he is stupid as ever. Like in that short, the Long Live the King. And he is just as stupid. And I loved him. Absolutely loved the character and the performance. That headless monstrosity, sure, cool. Again, I want a plushie or a statue with Ben Kingsley lying on the floor, pretending to be dead with this winged monstrosity. Absolutely, I want one. What happened with them? I mean, at the end, it would have been too much to have to see them at the background. For fuck's sake. I give this movie a 5 out of 10. It's not insultingly bad, but seriously, the only good or acceptable acting comes from Aquafina. We didn't learn anything about Shang-Chi. The actor of Shang-Chi can't act. He has a sister who is equally bad. And it's more, they don't show us. They tell us exciting things, but they are talking about it. Why don't you show us?